I have a view that the people side accounts for 80% of business. So your people skills and having the right team in place is 80% of the equation. And then the other 20% is all the other bits and pieces. But if you're brilliant at engineering or accounting or IT or whatever it may be, but you haven't got the right team, you're not going to rise to the great heights. So that's the first thing. So it is important. It's probably the most important decision that's made. However, because it's either not given the emphasis it needs, or it's given lip service, or we're hiring because we're under pressure, because we're understaffed, we tend to hire the best that's available, and sometimes that's the best of a bad lot. So we often end up getting what we deserve. We just didn't put the effort in, and it is an exhaustive process, and it needs to be, and that can be systematized as well. So that's probably the first thing. And there's not many that would start the recruitment process again if they weren't happy with the first batch of interviewees. So that's the first. And then I guess, and then being really clear on what we're looking for, not just skill-wise, we can teach skills, but attitude-wise, cultural fit, and importantly, how it complements the team. Because our natural tendency is to hire people that are like us. But, I mentioned our financial controller earlier. We didn't go to the football together. We didn't dine together. If you met her, you would wonder how her and I ended up being together for 25 years. But it's the complementary. And so it is really, really critical. And then, yes, sometimes we keep someone too long, which is unfortunate for both parties. But other times, there just hasn't been enough investment made. And there's a simple way to work out whether you got it right or wrong. If someone leaves and they become a star somewhere else, in another business or in another sporting team, well, that tells you you've got it wrong at your end. So, it's a critical decision, persevering too long or not enough, not investing enough. But in a lot of cases, we just don't invest enough time in cultivating, developing people, and it's just not given the emphasis that it needs. And yet, I think there's no one single factor that's going to make a business successful. If I had to choose one, I'd say people is the number one. And the others we can compensate for, we can work around, but if we haven't got the right team, we are limited.